everyone, welcome back to this session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our topic connectors. Now, this is part 3. In our earlier sessions, we have already discussed that what are connectors. In fact, we have also discussed the parts of connectors, or you can say the types of connectors. We had also discussed that connectors can be of several types like prepositions, they can be conjunctions, they can be adverb as well. Well, in this session, we are going to discuss some types of connectors, or you can say that connectors can be of several types. It can be contradictory connector as well. So, what are these contradictory connectors? In this session, we will discuss contradictory connectors because this is one of its types. And after that, we are going to discuss types of contradictory connectors. So, let's begin the session. Now, first of all, let us discuss that what are contradictory connectors. Now, as I told you in our earlier session as well, that connectors can be prepositions, can be conjunctions, and can be adverbs. But those who show contradiction, they are known as contradictory connectors. Now, these contradictory connectors can also be of several types. They can be prepositions, they can be conjunctions, and they can be adverbs. But the basis is that they should show the contradiction or the contrast in the two things or two items or two sentences. So let's begin the session. In this session, we are going to discuss all of this. Now, first of all, let us discuss the definition of contradictory connectors. Contradictory connectors, often referred to as contrastive or adversative connectors. Now, contrastive refers to when something shows the contrast, when something shows the opposite of something. For example, if something is, suppose in this manner, this is a triangle, and if I just reverse it, so if I just reverse it in this manner, so this is the contrast of this. Or suppose you can use the contrast in the colors or in different things. So contrast means when something is different from the another thing or something which is opposite to another thing. Suppose this is the arrow, and if I make it contrast of it, this will be the opposite of it. So this shows the contrast of something. It means when there are two statements and the one statement opposes the second one, or the second statement opposes the previous one. That is contradictory, or that is contradiction. Now, these are words or phrases used to link ideas or clauses that present opposing or contrasting information. It means these are those connectors which join those two sentences in which the second one opposes the previous statement. For example, if I say she is ill or she's suffering from fever, yet she went to office. Now here, if she is ill, she should take rest. But here, the situation is opposite. She's ill, yet she went to office. It means this statement, she went to office, this statement is just contrast of this statement, or it is totally irrelevant to this point. Therefore, this yet is a contradictory connector over here. So we can have various contradictory connectors that we are going to discuss in this session. What are these? Let's discuss. They help in balancing or showing the difference between two statements, ideas, or concepts within a sentence or between sentences. Suppose there are two sentences, or there is only one sentence which has two clauses. So they just balance in both the situations because two statements are not related to each other. Or you can say the two statements given to us are opposite. Now, just to balance that particular sentence or the meaning of that particular sentence, just to make that sentence meaningful, these connectors are used just to balance that particular situation or condition. Suppose if I say that a person is there who is A and he has no money. He has no money at all. He is very poor. But what he did when B, another poor man, he asks him for help of some money, he helped him. though he did not have money. Maybe by any means or by anything, he just helped him out. So, though he did not have money, yet he helped B. So, this is showing the contradiction. And if it is showing the contradiction, that the opposite thing is happening. It means there is a contrast in the two situations, there is oppositeness in the two situations. Yet it is going to happen. So this contradiction, or the word which is showing this contradiction, this is balancing the situation. So these types of connectors are known as contradictory connectors. Now let us proceed. Types of contradictory connectors. So here we are going to discuss types of contradictory connectors. What are the types of contradictory connectors? First is contradictory conjunctions, and another then we have contradictory prepositions. Obviously, as I told you earlier as well, that contradictory connectors can be of two types. It can be a conjunction, it can be a preposition as well. So we can have contradictory conjunctions and we can have contradictory prepositions as well. Or maybe possible there is only one word which can act in both the manner. It can be a preposition, as moreover it can be a conjunction as well. The usage is different. Maybe the structure of the sentence will be different. As I told you yesterday as well, I have given you some examples. I gave you some examples yesterday. Sorry, I gave you some examples in our earlier session. There were some words like in order to, so as to, in order that. So they were just conjunctions and prepositions, and they were different in the sentence structure part. So let us proceed with these contradictory conjunctions and contradictory prepositions. First of all, let us discuss types of contradictory conjunctions. So first we are going to discuss contradictory conjunctions. What are these words? First of all, we have though, although, even if, even then, but. Now all these are contradictory conjunctions. But in this session, we are going to discuss a few of them. So let's discuss. First of all, we'll discuss the word though. Now, the word though can also be a conjunction, can also be a preposition, and it can behave as an adverb as well. So here we are not going to discuss just conjunctions. In fact, we are going to discuss connectors, because we are going to discuss these words as conjunctions, as prepositions, and as adverbs as well. So we are going to discuss all of these. So we can have these words in all these three situations. So, or in all these three part of a speech. So we can discuss this word with the help of other words as well. So let's begin. We have more words like however, nevertheless, yet, still, nonetheless, on the contrary. These are also contradictory connectors. Now you must have used these words in your sentences, in your daily life sentences, but what are the actual uses of these words we are going to discuss in this session? Well, we'll discuss one by one in detail. So first of all, we are going to discuss the word though. The connector though is a versatile word that can serve as a conjunction, adverb, or even a noun depending on its usage. Though as a conjunction used to introduce a clause expressing a contrast or contradiction with the main clause of a sentence. It means whenever we use though, we have two statements and one statement contradicts the previous statement. It indicates that despite the fact or idea present in the introductory clause, the main statement still holds true. So there may be a situation which is just opposite, yet the thing which is going to happen happens. Despite that contradiction, it does not influence on the other action. Or whenever we have two actions, we are showing them simultaneously. So whenever one happens, it is totally irrelevant for the another situation. For example, now if it is used as a conjunction, contrast or concession, though can be used at the beginning or in the middle of the sentence to introduce a contrast. It is often used with a comma when it appears at the beginning of the sentence. Now, whenever we begin the sentence with though, we have a comma just after it. For example, if we are using it at the beginning, though he's tired. Now, here we do not have a comma just after the word though. It is after the clause that we are doing, that we are saying. Though he's tired, he keeps working. So this is the sentence. Now, if it is in the middle of the sentence, he works hard though he's tired. So we can also use this word though in the middle of the sentence. Now, if it is in the middle of the sentence, the comma which is required is just before the clause of it. So here you can say he works hard though he's tired. Now he's tired, so he must take rest. But yet, what he's doing, he's working hard. So though is showing the contradiction between the two situations. In these examples, though introduces the contrast between being tired and continuing to work. So this is how we can use the word though, just to show the contrast between the two situations. Now, if it is an adverb, it is used to show emphasis. Though can be used as an adverb to add emphasis to a statement. How? For example, if I say she is a talented musician, though. Now here, if I say she's a talented musician, though, it means I'm just stating that she's not bad. In fact, she's a talented musician. So here, though is showing the word in fact. In this sentence, though emphasizes the statement about her being a talented musician. So here we are showing though to emphasize that yes, she is in fact a talented musician. So here though is just emphasizing to this situation or to this statement or to the word talented musician. Now let us move to the next one. Rules. When though is used as a conjunction, it should be followed by a subject and a verb. When though is used as an adverb, it can be used to emphasize a statement, often appearing at the end of a sentence. So whenever it behaves like an adverb, it comes at the end of the sentence. But if it is used as a conjunction, it can be either in the middle part or in the beginning of the sentence. And it is always followed by the subject and the verb. It means whenever it is a subject or wherever it is in the sentence, after that we have the subject and then we have the verb. In concessive clauses, used to introduce a concession, acknowledging a point but diminishing the significance in light of the main clause. So, concession is just like the concession we give. For example, we have a statement and another statement showing the inferiority of this point, or showing that this point diminishes in its value. For example, though the weather was bad, we had a great time. So, though the weather was bad, so this is the statement. We had a great time. It means this is insignificant. This is totally irrelevant. Though the weather is bad, or though the weather was bad, so the bad being the weather being bad does not affect at all. It does not affect or it does not influence. We had great time. So it is just opposite, whatever the situation it might be. Now let us move to the next one. When even for emphasis. Even though is a stronger form of though and is used for emphasis. For example, even though it was raining, the parade continued. Even though anything might happen, it is showing the stronger point of though, that though it was raining, it did not affect. In fact, the parade continued. Another example, avoid double negatives. Now here one more thing is there, that because the word though shows the contradiction, so we should avoid those statements that are not in contradictory situation. If they are, they will negate the statement and that will not be considered, because double negatives will make this sentence positive, or it will leave the sentence meaningless. Ensure not to create a double negative unintentionally. For example, it is written, though he rarely studies, he performs well. Now, in this sentence, we can see, though he rarely studies means he does not study at all. He performs well. This sentence is correct. Just because it is saying that he rarely studies, it means he does not study. So we expect him to be failed, but he performs well. So this is something good. We can use the word though because it is showing the contradiction. But if I say the sentence like, though he studies or though he rarely studies, suppose the sentence is like this, though he rarely studies, and the another statement I'm writing is he never qualifies. Now, in this statement, this will be meaningless or this will be incorrect. Why so? Just because when someone does not study, obviously he is ought to fail. He ought to fail. Sorry, he ought to fail. But here I'm saying he never qualifies. So both the meaning are same. So this is an incorrect statement because both the situations are same, and the thing which is being said over here shows the result. This should be the outcome. So here the word though is incorrect. We can use he rarely studies, so he never qualifies. So this can be the conjunction that we can use over here just to show the reason, because this is the reason of that particular thing. So we can not use double negatives. Example of though, contrasting two ideas. Though he was nervous, she gave an excellent speech. She decided to buy dress. So this is first example. This is another. She decided to buy the dress, though it was a bit over her budget. So though is showing the contradiction. With the though clause at the beginning, though it was raining heavily, the outdoor event continued as planned. So this is first and this is second. Though the movie received poor reviews, I found it quite entertaining. Entertaining. He is quite busy with work, though he always makes time for his family. The solution was simple, though it took us hours to figure it out. Though she had little experience, she handled the situation very well. He accepted the job offer, though he had some reservations about the company. Though the task seemed easy, it took a lot of time to complete. They went camping, though they are not fond of outdoor activities. Additional notes, though is similar in meaning to although or even though. It is often a matter of a style and preference which one you choose to use. Be careful with the punctuation when using though. As a conjunction, it appears that at the beginning of the sentence use a comma after it, or you can say after the clause of though. If it appears in the middle of the sentence, you typically don't need a comma before it. Though can be used to create complex sentences by expressing contrast or concession within a single sentence. How? Example of complex sentence. Though the water was cold, she went for a walk and he stayed inside to read a book. So we can also make complex sentences with the help of though. But here in the sentence, we are making the complex sentence using the word and one statement is using though. It means three clauses can be mixed or can be joined using several conjunctions or prepositions. In summary, though is a versatile connector used to introduce contrast or concession in sentences. It can function as a conjunction or an adverb, and proper punctuation is essential when using it as a conjunction. Well, I hope this much is clear to you all. Well, this is all about though or the usage of though. Though just shows the contradiction. So we should keep in mind if there are two situations, if there are two conditions, when a word joins two contrasting statements together, that there we use the word though. Also, there is one more thing. Whenever we use though as a conjunction or as a pair conjunction, we can have the phrases. Let me tell you, if we have the word though or we have a word although, now they can be used in pair conjunctions as well. How? We can make them pair with the word yet, or we can put a simply comma. Now one more thing is there, we can only use the conjunction yet to pair with them. We cannot use any other conjunction with them. For example, though he reached They're on time. They're on time. But he missed the train. Now, if this is the sentence, one more thing is there. This is the sentence. We can use either though or although, both the words are same, or the meaning of both the words are same. If I say though he reached there on time, but he missed the train. Now, is the sentence correct? No, this but should be replaced with yet. So the correct sentence will be though he reached there on time, yet he missed the train. So this will be the correct sentence, whether we use though or although. Meaning of both the words are same. Now, moreover, we can also use these words to show the contradiction to basically whether they are used as preposition or the conjunction. The only motive is to show the contradiction. But in case of adverb, it shows the emphasis on the particular statement. Now, I hope this much is clear to you all. Thanks to you.